What's up, you guys? Welcome back to this week's Manga Sutra Manga review, and in this week's video we're going to be talking about a sports romance comedy called Cross Managed. Now, the manga starts off with two main characters, a male high school student by the name of Sakurai and a female high school student by the name of Toyoguchi. Now, at their school, everybody is in a rush to join a club. You have all these different sports clubs and all these different hobbies and interests based clubs trying to recruit people and get people to join. And at the start of the manga, we have Sakurai in a photography club, and we see his club members and him are getting beat up by a lot of female students because they're getting caught taking pictures. And Sakurai gets a bloody nose and he goes to the nurse's office, and after that he heads home. But on his way to head home and on his way taking pictures, he manages to spot a girl practicing by herself, and this girl is Toyoguchi. And we learn that Toyoguchi is practicing lacrosse, but she literally has no skill in it whatsoever. And, we see this interaction between Toyoguchi and Sakurai, and Sakurai notices her lack of skill as far as lacrosse, and he gives her this pointer on how to shoot the ball. And when she adjusts herself and she manages to make the shot, she sees actual progress, and she's excited because she manages to do something good for the first time. And from that moment on, we have Toyoguchi trying to get more pointers from Sakurai. We have Toyoguchi constantly clinging to Sakurai and, trying to get him to join the club or, to instruct the club or something like that. And Sakurai, he, as we see from the beginning, he's not really that interested in photography. He's not really that interested in Go, that he's in another club playing. He's not really into it. He's not really finding a club that he's really that passionate about. But when he sees Toyoguchi, we see that Toyoguchi, she's passionate about lacrosse. She's passionate about playing. She wants to have fun playing lacrosse, even if she's not good at it. And we see when Toyoguchi and Sakurai interact, Sakurai has this completely different point of view towards sports. With Sakurai, he feels that you can't fully enjoy something without being good at it. And Toyoguchi, she was just disgusted with that point of view. She was disgusted with that mindset. Like, how could you not enjoy something? How could you not enjoy something unless you're good at it? And they clash heads there. But, and I'm like basically 12 chapters in, we see this chemistry between Toyoguchi and Sakurai. We see these people from opposite backgrounds, I suppose. We see little flashbacks of Sakurai's past. He had suffered an injury, and he was originally good at a particular sport. I'm not going to try to spoil anything. He was good at a particular sport. He suffered an injury, and because of that injury, he stopped playing. And he was really passionate about that sport. He was really dedicated to that sport. He was having fun in that sport. And we see from Sakurai this type of jaded viewpoint of somebody that used to have it, that used to have that skill, that used to have that potential, and is trying to not confront that anymore. That's trying not to experience that same feeling. And we have in Toyoguchi this person that is just optimistic and blissful about everything, and somebody that has this genuine raw joy of playing something that she loves. And we see later on that Toyoguchi begins to understand why Sakurai felt and said what he said, because with Toyoguchi, she honestly did feel kind of disheartened that she was not getting better at lacrosse. And when Sakurai gave her those pointers on how to shoot the ball, she felt overjoyed because she was able to do something that took her so long to do, and something that she's been trying to redo over and over and over again, but she never quite got it herself. And for her to have Sakurai manage to correct her on that, to have Sakurai manage to have her tap into that part of herself that she was trying to tap into for so long, that just really blows her mind. And she's trying to get Sakurai to join, or basically run and manage her all-girls lacrosse club. And with Sakurai, we see that this guy, he's originally reluctant about it. He doesn't want to run it. He doesn't want to be seen running it. And once he really gets there, we see that Sakurai begins to look at things. He begins to start analyzing the team. He begins to analyze each girl's strengths and their weaknesses. He is genuinely trying to make an effort to help the lacrosse club get better. He's trying to make a genuine effort to help each and every one of them. He goes to the efforts of trying to help with recruiting. He goes to the efforts of trying to fix up everything. And we see Toyoguchi at the start of the manga, with Sakurai not really wanting to join, Toyoguchi goes to great lengths to get him to join. She tries to play go against him and wagers that if she wins, he'll join the club, when he never agreed to that. And when he saw the club room, he said that it was dirty. So Toyoguchi stays up the entire day after school and cleans the club, hoping that he will join. And you know, we see with Toyoguchi and Sakurai, there is this chemistry there. There is this spark there between them. And it basically takes Sakurai grabbing Toyoguchi's breast by mistake for her to pretty much pressure him to join the lacrosse club. And it's probably the best thing that happens in this manga so far, because when he joins the club, we see that Sakurai gets this spark. He gets this passion about lacrosse, and he tries to learn more about it. He tries to learn more about the rules, the mechanics of it. But we also see that there is some parts of Sakurai's past that continues to haunt him. There are some things that are holding him back from fully being where he should be. And that's interesting to read about in the next few chapters. As far as the lacrosse team, it's a pretty solid team. Everybody there is pretty funny in their own way. One character I don't like so much is, I'm trying to remember her name. It's either Sagai or Nachi. Either one. But she's just an asshole, because it just seems like every step of the way, she just is against Sakurai being there. Just him as a guy. She doesn't want to listen to his advice, even though he gives solid advice. She doesn't want him to be in the group, even though Toyoguchi was the one that forced him to be in the group. She doesn't want to listen to him or anything he says. His presence annoys her. It just basically, with this Sagai character, or Nachi girl, whatever her name is, it's just like she's just constantly angry at Sakurai for no other reason than him existing. Like, the guy can breathe, and she's just like, you're a pervert, or, you know, we don't need you here, go away. And it's just like, give the man props. Just give the guy props. Because, I mean, from Sakurai, what we see in this manga so far, the guy is not lecherous at all. He has, like, basically zero sexual drive or intent towards this all-girls team whatsoever. And with Sakurai, is just, I don't know, man. I feel like some of the lacrosse team is really hard on him for no reason, and Sakurai is genuinely trying to make great efforts to help them. And a lot of the stuff that Sakurai does, it's stuff that they can't see. It's stuff that they can't obviously see. Like, they didn't see his recruitment efforts. They didn't see the fact that he was, you know, working to improve their training grounds. They didn't see the fact that he actually wrote down observations about each and every lacrosse member in his own notepad, and that he actually genuinely notices their strengths and their weaknesses, and that he cares about each and every one of them being on the team, that he tries to get them to be the best they can be. And with Sakurai, we see in this manga this constant self-doubt of his. He doesn't feel like he's ready to be a manager. He doesn't feel like he deserves to be there. He doesn't feel like he's good enough to do anything for the lacrosse club, and he feels like he's the one being a hindrance. And with Toyoguchi, we see this girl that is just passionate about this sport. She's basically discovering that she can be good at something that she's passionate about. And as long as Sakurai is there instructing them, as long as Sakurai is there guiding them, that they can reach their best potential. And for her, it's not just about playing the sport and being happy anymore. It's about actually being good at the sport. And when Toyoguchi learns more about Sakurai's past, she's actually very apologetic and regretful of how she acted towards Sakurai, because she feels like she was hard on him, counting or including what happened to him in the past. And with Toyoguchi and Sakurai, we see this good duo. We see these two people trying to make something great together for the lacrosse team. And I don't know. Sakurai's the brains, Toyoguchi's the personality. The lacrosse team, they follow Toyoguchi basically because of her bright, cheery personality and just the nice person that she is. Sakurai, he is the brains. He knows the strategy. He knows the way to bring out the best skill in in all of the lacrosse team. And for me, I like reading it. I want to see some romance actually happen between Toyoguchi and Sakurai, and it's not happening so far yet, 12 chapters in, but that's also something that I'm not too frustrated with, because for me, I feel like with mangas like this, it is important to have that build-up. It is important to have the romance between these characters, or between two characters, slowly build up to a climax, or slowly have clues or bits and pieces and interactions here or there that lead to something. And with Sakurai and Toyoguchi, it's not exactly all the way there, but we know that there's a spark. We know that there's a spark, and it just needs some fuel, and then it's gonna go. And that's what I'm waiting for. Besides, the build-up to me is most important, because when a romance is built up, when interactions are built up, when there's tension built up between two characters romantically or sexually, when it does happen, when it does truly happen, everybody as readers, we are all cheering for the moment. Like, we're all happy that it's actually going down, because we've been seeing the hints, we've been seeing the tension, we've been seeing the clues left throughout the entire manga. And that's how I was about I Am a Hero. Like, I really liked that manga. I really liked the romance element between two of the main characters, and how ever since like the beginning of the manga, it was this interaction between them, and it was just basically non-sexual, non-romantic, all the way up until one point. And there was little clues and bits and pieces left there. There was like a good friendship going on. At first it was just like a partnership, then it developed into a friendship, and then it finally had ignited into something else. And when that happened, I can tell you, most of the people that read I Am a Hero, we were either all waiting for the moment, or we knew it was going to get to that point eventually. And when it happened, everybody's minds was blown. And I think a good manga, especially a romance manga, does that. It builds up the romance, it builds up the interactions, it builds up the tension. As far as the artwork's pretty good. It's not generic, and the details for the characters, especially Toyoguchi, it's really crisp. And with Toyoguchi, I just love seeing her facial expression. I just love seeing her happy for the most part. As for Sakurai, there's not really much detail for him. There's not really much to draw for Sakurai. For most of the time, or most of the panels, it's not really too detail heavy, like on hair or eyelashes or facial features. It's definitely more focused on what they do, basically the training, basically the jokes, and little chibi forms and all of that type of stuff. That's what it focuses on as far as art style. But as far as plot, it goes at a decent pace. I would say the team is developing a bit quickly. I would say that. I mean, not a heavy criticism towards this manga, but it's a bit heavy, or it's a bit fast as far as how they're developing, because Sakurai just became the manager, and then they had a practice match with the best lacrosse school for girls, and the team got destroyed. And then now Sakurai is basically like, well, we need to practice for our first competition a month from now. And so now they're all doing like heavy training and everything, and now we're learning, the competition is only a few weeks away. It's just like, come on, like let's just slow down for a bit, all right? You just became manager, and now we're getting into a tournament. I mean, they're not exactly there yet. They're training for the tournament, but it just feels like they're really going fast as far as the lacrosse aspect of it. and that we're getting somewhere very quickly. And I feel like they need a lot more time to train. They need a lot more time to work on the team. But the manga is doing that right now. We're working on the team. We are seeing some tension between teammates and everything like that. And I'm liking that. I'm liking that because I would not like us to immediately jump into a competition, have them face off against other schools. I think that first we need to work on the lacrosse team itself and the members inside that team, and focusing on their strengths and weaknesses and seeing some conflict between them before we have conflict with other schools. And I really don't know what else to say to you about this manga. It's just good. It's good. I like the romance I like the chemistry between Sakurai and Toyoguchi. And honestly, I like lacrosse as a sport. And to see an all-female lacrosse team and to have like the little chemistry that's going on between Toyoguchi and Sakurai, and to see them go from this team that has absolutely no skill to eventually one of the best teams, it's something that I would like to see. This is VM. What do you guys think of the manga? Bye.